AITA for destroying my husband's life at his sister's party after his mom said I deserved to be cheated on for being infertile. My husband's mistress showed up at my front door with a toddler and a positive pregnancy test, and that's when I knew his parents were protecting him all along. I opened the door thinking it was a delivery. Instead, there's this woman I've never seen before holding a little girl's hand. She looked me dead in the eye and said, "We need to talk about him." I didn't understand at first. Then she said his name. My legs went numb. I asked who she was. She told me they'd been together for 3 years. The little girl next to her, barely 2 years old, was his daughter. And she was 12 weeks pregnant with his second child. I actually laughed. Not because it was funny. Because my brain couldn't process it. We'd been married for 6 years. We were supposedly trying for kids ourselves. He told me last month we should see a fertility specialist because nothing was happening. Now I know why nothing was happening. She wasn't there to apologize or break us up. She wanted money. She said he'd been promising to leave me for months but kept making excuses. She was tired of waiting. Tired of him splitting his income between 2 households and leaving her with scraps. I told her to get off my property. She left her number and walked away. I sat on my kitchen floor for an hour. Then I called him at work. I said, "Your girlfriend just stopped by." He went silent. Then he started making excuses. Saying she was crazy. That it was a one-time thing that spiraled. That the kid probably wasn't even his. I hung up and called a lawyer. But here's where it gets worse. His parents found out I was filing for divorce. They called me 2 days later and asked me to reconsider. I told them everything. The affair. The child. The second pregnancy. His mother actually said, "Well, you haven't been able to give him children. What did you expect?" I couldn't breathe. His father jumped in and said I was being dramatic. That men make mistakes. That airing this publicly would embarrass the whole family and ruin his career. They offered me money to stay quiet and finalize the divorce privately. I said no. The following weekend was his sister's engagement party. Huge event. His entire family was there, plus her fiancé's family, co-workers, friends. Maybe 80 people total. He begged me not to come. Said I'd already made my point. I told him I wouldn't miss it for the world. I wore the dress he always said made me look beautiful. I smiled. I made small talk. I waited until his father stood up to make a toast about family and loyalty and his son being such a good role model. Then I stood up. I said, "I'm so glad we're talking about family tonight. Because I just found out my husband has a whole second one. A 2-year-old daughter and another baby on the way with his girlfriend of 3 years." The room went dead silent. His mother tried to shush me. His father told me to sit down. I ignored them both. I pulled out my phone and showed the photos the other woman had sent me. Screenshots of their texts. Pictures of him with the little girl. Receipts from the apartment he'd been renting for them across town. His sister started crying. Her fiancé looked horrified. Half the room pulled out their phones to record. He tried to grab my arm. I stepped back and said, "Your son didn't make a mistake. He built a second life while I was sitting at home thinking we were building a future together. And your parents knew. They offered me money to keep quiet so his reputation wouldn't suffer." His mother's face went white. People started whispering. I looked at him and said, "I hope she's worth it. Because you're about to lose everything." Then I left. Within 2 days, his job found out. He works in finance at a firm that's big on family values and ethics. They put him on leave pending investigation. His affair partner posted about him on social media and tagged his company. Other women started coming forward saying he'd hit on them at work events. He got fired. His parents stopped talking to me completely, but apparently they're also furious with him because now their church friends know. His sister postponed her wedding because half her guest list dropped out after the drama. The divorce is almost final. I'm getting the house and a significant chunk of his retirement fund. His girlfriend is suing him for child support for both kids. But his family keeps sending me messages saying I destroyed him over hurt feelings. That I should have handled it privately. That revenge makes me just as bad as him. So, AITA for exposing my husband's affair and double life in front of his entire family at his sister's engagement party.